Hello and welcome. How do you feel this morning? I hope lots of energy here in the room. So, welcome to the very fifth edition of DevConf. I see several faces of people that has been to every single one. That's good. I'm super happy that I was able to put up yet another edition of this conference, and I'm thrilled that you decided to be a part of it again this year. And I'm gonna open this conference and share with you a bunch of information that would allow you to fully experience the conference. So you can find the agenda at our website and in the Eventee app. There are QR codes around the venue where you can scan the QR code and download the app, and that's where you would find the digital version of the agenda. The expo area with the sponsors is downstairs at the very end of the building, so literally like below us, in Hall D, so that's where you'll find all the sponsors. And coffee breaks and lunch. Coffee breaks are throughout all day, and then lunch is around 12:30. Right after the last session of the day, around 6:10 p.m., we'll have the official after party, which will last until 10 p.m., and it's gonna be here in the venue downstairs. We'll meet tomorrow, a little bit later, 9:20 in the morning. Then we have a voting system. It's the very same as in every other year. So right outside of every single room, there will be a bowl with green, yellow, and red cards. So please, after you leave, after every session, just vote as you feel how the session went. Green being the good one, and red being the bad one. Debugging crew, so every person that wears red shirt is debugging crew. This is the crew that is part of the organizing team. So if you feel you have some questions, just do not hesitate to ask. We'll help you. Then social media. If you're gonna post anything on the internet, make sure to use hashtag DevConfPL or mention us at DevConfPL. And all of that wouldn't be possible without our wonderful sponsors and partners. So City of Łódź is our strategic partner. Then we have a platinum sponsor, ABB. Then we have a bunch of gold sponsors, BGK, Commerzbank, Hitachi, Infopulse, Onvelo, and Harman. And I'm really thrilled that these companies are here with us again this year. Silver sponsors, Godel, Idemia, and Solers, and Happy Team and Kantar being virtual sponsors. On top of that, we have a retro gaming zone. It's in the Hall D in the expo area where you can go and play on old computers and consoles like Nintendo, Segas, and Commodore 64, Amigas. And I think it's going to be available at around 11 a.m. Then, for every single one of you, there is a sweater ready at the reception desk. So and in your free time, just go there and pick up your piece. And then there's this idea of taking a group pictures while wearing the sweaters. So at towards the end of the lunch break, around 1:30 p.m., for those of you that you would like to be in the photo, please gather at this hour on the stairs downstairs next to the reception desk and wear your sweater and we'll take the group photo. When it comes to Wi-Fi, that's the details that might be helpful for you. And right after me is going to be Przemysław Zakrzewski, Adam Pustelnik, the deputy mayor of the city of Łódź. And yeah, have fun. Adam.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very, very far away from programming. I'm just a humble politician, so the most digital that I get is email checking. And, I advanced technologically a couple of years ago and I created a LinkedIn account, so I'm almost a tech guy. But regardless of that, I could not express how happy I am to see you all here. Such events, such meetings, and your presence here is far more important to me than gathering here 10 boards of political parties and 15 ministers at one place, because you, as a professional group, you as companies, you as sector, have the biggest tools, and you are absolutely crucial, not only for my city, but for any city, if this city wants to achieve anything and develop and not to lose this economic race for a place in history. Technology, IT, programming are the fields that will shape the future, will grow in importance, and that will in fact determine what place, which Poznan, whatever city you live in, whatever city you choose to work and pursue your opportunities, it will determine this city's position and ability to function, and ability to compete with other cities for assets, people, and for development and good future. So once again, I would really, really like to thank all our colleagues from DevConf, and also for my team, my crew, who came up with this idea, convinced us to. Unfortunately, DevConf is not a pro bono organization, so we had to assemble some funds. But my colleagues did that effectively. So if I could ask you for a small and slow clap for. And I would also, as a part of my conclusion, invite you to a common joint journey. As the textile business some time ago, it was a part of some industrial revolution that created this city, and it stood behind this city's development. I'm sure that your business, your branch, your division will be the source of growth in the future, and is basically a second revolution that we are undergoing. We have an ambition to become a capital of this revolution, and on you and people like you, it will be fully dependent if we will succeed in this process. I'm deeply convinced that we will, but I'm not the one that needs to be convinced. You are. And I hope that we will succeed in this convincing process. Thank you very much for being here with us. I really hope you have a wonderful conference, and I really hope that many of you will trust in this city's ability, durability, and potential in this field that's so important, both to you and to me. Thank you very much.
And one more few words from Przemek from ABB, our platinum sponsor. I got special mission to introduce a couple of things. So again, thank you for inviting and being and having fun later on. Question to you. Do you know when the first software engineering conference happened? No, you already learned. It was 55 years ago. It was 1968. The NATO scientists and researchers, they decided to come up with software engineering conference. It was amazing, 55 years ago. And yesterday night, I read the white paper after this conference. The keynote speaker was the professor of Yale University, Alan Persley, who's the mathematician, and he laid, the background for modern software engineering, the programming languages, architectures, etc., etc. So I read his keynote speech, and he asked question, why have we decided to gather here? Why have we decided to participate in such meeting? So I was very curious, what was the reason? And he put two elements actually on the table. The first one was about, the software engineering domain. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna blow everything in terms of engineering. So that was one statement he made. And he made also kind of law, he put the law. And I believe that everybody who is the software engineer, regardless of the particular domain you work in, you experience the same challenge even after 55 years. It is about the law says the willingness of forgive you the bugs in the code is inversely proportional to the complexity of the challenge you work with. So I believe that the law is still valid. So whenever you deal with the bugs, your end user, they are not willing to forgive the bugs you introduce, whatever you do. So this is the first law. The other one, he mentioned about
software engineering domain does not exist without software engineers. That's why we are building communities. That's why we want to exchange the knowledge. That's why we want to gather together and a little bit talk about the future, whatever, processes, agile, solution, Kubernetes, microservices, etc. So there are two elements I believe after 55 years still valid. That's why we as ABB, we are proud that we can be part of this DevConf conference. It's been already a couple of years where we collaborate with communities. And talking about communities, I wanted to a little bit maybe amplify two things that are happening during these 2 days. The first one, I would love to thank you to my colleagues from the first high school named from Mikołaj Kopernik. They decided to collaborate with us. Thank you, teachers. Thanks to director. Thank you, pupils who are sitting here for contributing. I really appreciate that we can do something together as a community to starting with the passion. And there is a question, or maybe a kindly request from me. If you go downstairs to the booth, ABB booth, but there is a whiteboard, 2 whiteboards prepared by those pupils. There are 2 questions. When did you start your technical career? It was 80s, maybe 70s even, but there is no 70s on the whiteboard. So if you are from 70s, you can add or scratch it, 70s or maybe 60s. And the other question we would like to learn from you is about, are you willing to change the technology or willing to change the domain expertise? Yes or no, just simple question, very close question. We will see how much open we are to change, how open we are to introduce something new in our life. Even in the software engineering, it's a living animal. After 55 years, still is something to do. And last but not least, talking about communities and talking about the UJ, why we are meeting here, we have the mayor of the city, we have a number of people invest in UJ, Młodzi w Łodzi. There are a number of communities running here that you can participate, even remotely, to a little bit contribute to knowledge exchange, just to fulfill the law of Mr. Alan Persil. Like we're gathering here to have a common understanding what's the future of software engineering. So thank you very much and have fun for 2 days. Thank you.